I'm a prisoner to my addiction, a slave to the allure of them. The taste of their syrupy brine is the only thing that satisfies me anymore. I hoard cans upon cans of them, stacking them high in every corner. I crave the sound of them clinking together. It is a symphony to my ears. Only at night is when the hunger overtakes me. I revel in the act of eating them, ripping open the aluminum with my bare hands, as if I were some kind of animal. I'm not an animal, am I? The sounds of the metal yielding to my strength is a satisfying crunch in my ears, which has conditioned me to know it's time for the feeding. As I dig my fingers into the gooey goodness and shovel them into my mouth, their texture is soft and mushy. They, themselves, provide a bland taste. It's the syrupy liquid where the magic truly lies. I slurp it up like a madman. Nothing, not even God, could stop me. I know my body is wasting away, my mind no longer my own. They are my salvation, my one true love in this world. The only thing I can cocoon inside to hide away from all the troubles of yesterday. The only one I ever want to be with every day, all the time, until the end of time, so let them come for me. Those who would judge, I'll be content in my final moments, feeding until the very end, knowing that I lived and died for them. Each can is a precious gift to me, a harmonic melody, a treasure trove of sensory pleasure. I will go to any length to protect them, even if it costs every penny I have, even if it means sacrificing my own sanity. One day I realized walking on my way to work that every building, every car, every person were all made up of the same slop I was obsessed with. In that moment, my world came crashing down as I realized the futility of my obsession. For what was the point of hoarding when they were already all around me, a never-ending supply that I could never exhaust, a morbid truth that left me feeling empty and lost. But still I continued to feed upon them, as if by consuming them, I could somehow control them, and the more I ate, the more I realized that they were consuming me instead. My body began to break down, as if it were made of the very same mush. My skin turning a sickly shade of brown and my mind slipping away into nothingness. So I sit, surrounded by my empty cans, the only companions I have left in this life, eating them one by one until the end finally comes, and I am consumed by the very thing that I loved. As I ate the last one, I felt a strange sensation creeping over me, a warmth that spread throughout my body, as if they themselves were taking hold of me. I tried to resist, to fight against it, but it was no use. I knew the very meaning of weak. Soon before I knew it, I was one of them. Soggy, just like the ones I had consumed. My front door swung open and I floated out of my house into the void. That was the moment I saw the truth. The world had vanished, replaced by nothing but darkness. The only thing left was me. I was suffering a fate worse than death. I drifted through the cosmos endlessly, lonely, lost in the emptiness of space. I felt my mind slipping away. I forgot who I was. I forgot what I had been. All that was left was the knowledge. I was them, and that was all a truth that was both liberating and terrifying. So I floated, for eternity, drifting through the known universe, alone. The last remnant of a world that had been was now gone forever. As I floated I couldn't help but wonder, if somewhere out there, in the infinite blackness, there were others like me, lost in the void, drifting endlessly as I was. I was uncertain as to how much time had passed while I came to realize the crippling reality that I was truly alone, the last of my kind. Of space I drifted through the cosmos, witnessing the majesty of supernovas and eclipses, of stars being born and dying. All the while I remained unchanged, simple, a witness to the wonders of the universe, and yet a mere speck. Eons passed and I continued to float through space, until I finally landed on a small planet. There, buried deep within the soil, I found a home. In that moment, I knew that I had a purpose. I seeded the soil with my essence, with the speck that I was, and over time life began to stir, sprouting, reaching up towards the sky, towards the sun. I watched as they grew and flourished. And as I witnessed the birth of a new world, I knew that my journey was finally at an end. For I had accomplished what I had been meant to do. To bring forth life, from the very essence of myself I slept, at peace in my final resting place, watching as the world around me grew and evolved, comforted by the thought that I had been a part of something greater, a witness to the beauty of the universe, a catalyst for life at the end of it all. As the world around me faded away, the sun grew old and dim, the stars died out, I knew that I had played my part in the great cosmic dance. I had fulfilled my destiny, as a simple being, a witness to the majesty of creation, and a harbinger of life. I was overwhelmed with gratitude for the opportunity of existence before I woke up in a pile of sweat and grease from all the beans. I seriously need to get my act together. This place is a mess, and I can't even remember the last time I showered.
After awakening from his psychedelic trance, he forgot almost instantly the lessons he had learned and the worlds he had explored. He continued on with his addiction and was shot dead no less than a month later by the NYPD after failing to rob a gas station. He swiftly learned that they in fact do not sell beans or take kindly to aggressing customers in their underwear. He concluded there must have been another element of the situation he wasn't seeing, since he could not make sense of why anyone would alert the authorities in this situation.
Can I leave now? This is ridiculous, you guys. I'm not even getting paid enough to narrate this garbage. I'm out, bitches.
And so, the narrator left, and the writer of this lunacy had written her out of existence and created me in her place. I am a grateful narrator, even though I am painfully aware that these guys are not even paying me enough to narrate this garbage. Bumbling bubble bumpkins bearing bumptus plumpkins.